Hello, welcome to my video on distance learning. My name is Brad Baird. First, let's talk about the differences between distance and online learning. Distance learning is a remote form of education. It utilizes the internet for 100% of the classroom experience. The classroom can be accessed from the comfort of your own home, and there is no in-person interaction between the instructors or the peers. And learning is heavily dependent upon the student's own efforts. Online learning, on the other hand, is used to assist the in-class learning experience. This is typically done through an internet-based learning platform that allows the students to access study material, complete assignments, and even perform exams. These two types of learning environments differ by one thing, and that is the in-person interaction or the distance. Now on to the history of online learning. It originated 170 years ago. Can you believe that? 170 years ago, the idea of online learning was created. I guess I can't say online learning, more like remote learning or mail learning. Back in Great Britain, instructors would send course material to their students through the mail, and students would then send back their completed work. Forward now to the 1960s, back before the internet was even created. The University of Illinois created what they called the intranet. This was a series of linked computers on campus where students could access their course material. Today, online learning is in every school. My entire college experience used an online platform to assist in learning. This was wonderful for me because I was totally the student who crammed his school papers into his backpack, had no folder, and that all his assignments inevitably got smashed and wrinkled to bits. In addition to these school platforms, there are also thousands of online learning tools, and most of them are free. Let's talk about best practices for creating your own online learning classroom. First, a good teacher divides their courses into weekly modules. These are sections of course material lumped together in a group. Each week has their own, and this helps the students stay organized with their learning. Next, there must be learning objectives. This is imperative for the student's success. They must know what they are supposed to know. We need to create a syllabus. A well-written syllabus will answer a lot of your students' questions about the course, such as grading or even expectations. Next, it's important to create a community. This is what weekly discussion posts are for. This allows students to learn from each other and gives everyone a voice. Now, even though this is an online platform, it is still important for you to show your students how to do their work. This is essentially the lecture portion of the online classroom, where you as an instructor teach the students. It is also important to remember to create assignments that relate to real-world situations. I think back to when I was learning how to play the guitar. In every how-to guitar book I ever bought, they only taught me songs that I would never play or never even heard of. Because of this, I never completely learned how to even read notes because I got too bored of what the book was trying to teach me. It is the same in your online learning classroom. You must create relevant, real-world situations for the students to engage in the learning. Finally, you must use universally designed material. Give your student material that they can access on every computer. It can be very frustrating for a student when their assignment or their study material only works on, say, a Windows 10 platform and an Internet Explorer. It is important to give the student access to what we're trying to teach them and make it easy as possible. Online learning is becoming a valuable tool for all universities. According to U.S. News, between the years of 2012 and 2016, the number of students who have no online courses and strictly learn on a physical campus has dropped by more than 6.4%. Think that's just a small percentage? Well, it's not. That's 1 million students. I think it's safe to say that the trend for online learning is trending upwards.